Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. So in this video we are going to be extracting this component here into a Livewire one. So to get started with, let's head in here and create a and then make a Livewire component called navigation. Then now we will take this entire bit of code here and we will delete this one, head into Livewire navigation, and here we will then make sure we have the navigation menu replaced here. So let's call this Livewire navigation. Alright, so what we want to do in this case is we want to essentially get in the navigation, sorry. And let's create a function called public function mount. In here we will essentially set this navigation to be navigation all first, sorry. And you can find the component in here in Livewire. So if we head back down to navigation down here, let's just first and foremost make sure that we have everything done there, and then let's just try to print out navigation. And navigation first does not exist. So first and foremost, let's make sure that we're actually getting the navigation in. So let's try this, because obviously first won't work on that. Perfect, there we go. So in this case we want to set navigation items. In this case let's call it navigation items to be specifically, and we want to get items. Now this will fail because we just renamed the variable, and I think we didn't call this items, we called this, oh, we did call items. So in this case it should just, oh yeah, because we're not setting navigation items anymore, that's why the error happened. And we don't want to have this as navigation items, actually we want to have this as an array. And now we want to iterate through these. So in this case, let's say for each navigation items as item, make sure we only have $1 sign there, and instead of printing out this here, let's say item title, or maybe as a starter let's just start out with calling this item. So in this case we have an array here which consists of title, so now we've got the title there, and let's have the item URL. Also, we need to make sure we're closing this here. And here we come into the first problem. So at the moment, this is not a root. So what we actually want to make sure that is, if we have an external link, a starter, we want to check that it is an external link. In that case, we do not want to use this code. We want to just create an anchor tab with a new link for a new external one, and otherwise we need to make sure the route exists. So this will be obviously important that we have the route to exist. So we're using checkbox column in there. That's a mistake that must have made in the last video, sorry about that. We're supposed to use checkbox. There we go. So let's just have the first one here to go to home. And there we go, that works fine. But what we want to make sure of essentially is to create a functionality that will go through each individual route that exists and be able to assign it to that, unless it uses open tab in opening a new tab. So we want to make sure we have some validation for that, which we will build in the next video. But if we, for example, now added another one in here and we wanted to have login here, for example, that should work fine. So as you can see, so to finish off with, let's make sure that inside our Livewire navigation, we also set the sidebar items. So as you may remember, we have the sidebar items here, and let's create an array quickly called navigation items sidebar. And let's create a function here called navigation. So let's just make a public navigation items as navigation, and maybe we'll call this, instead of calling navigation items, we'll call it navigation model. Think about a better name for this. So we will now just set this navigation to be navigation model first. And then down here we will just say this navigation there we go, navigation item sidebar, Perfect. So the last thing we need to do is also make sure this also works for responsive and for the sidebar. So in the sidebar, let's add in a for each statement here, and then let's make sure we use the correct one here. And in this case, we just need to say xnav link. In fact, we can just copy this one here. And that should work fine. Then let's copy this one again, but for responsive part. There we go. And lastly, do you believe that should be everything now? Just gonna double check I haven't missed anything. So yeah, that should be all from this video. Thank you very much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and the like button. And if you want to also support me on Patreon or buy me a coffee, you can do that as well. There's a link to the description below if you want to support me